Hey guys, it's Brushes and Bunnies here, and today I'll be talking about some of the art material that I absolutely love using and I do use on a daily basis when creating watercolor portraits. I've done a video on this previously, but it's kind of a shitty quality, so I thought I would just redo it face to face, in person with you guys. It's a lot more fun, and in this way I can really go down in detail in what I love about these products, what I may not like so much. I'll be starting with the watercolor paper. I am absolutely in love with Arches brand. So Arches is this beautiful watercolor paper. Look at the packaging, it's gorgeous. It looks very old school. Actually, this is what caught my eye and made me buy the product firsthand before I even tried it out. So now Arches is a little bit more on the expensive side, but it's totally worth it. I usually buy the 7 by 10 inch or the 9 by 12 inch paper. These are the sizes I offer, and this can range between 25 euros to 35 euros for a pack of 20 sheets. I usually buy the hot press paper, which if you guys can see, it's beautiful, it's smooth, it's a lot of fun to paint on. I really like this texture just because it keeps the vibrancy of the watercolor paint that you're using. It really gives a certain richness. So I shall show you here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Just a little doodle that I did. As you can see, the pink is really bright. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is why I recommend the hot press rather than a sort of textured paper. Downside to working with hot press paper, is that you have to work quick because the water dries really fast and your paint dries really fast. Unlike working with textured paper, the water stays there, it's not absorbed as quickly, and you have a lot more time to just play around and blend in the watercolor or just do whatever you want. But the hot press is a lot more time efficient. You have to be extremely fast, you have to know what you're doing. So if you have the money to pay for Arches, go ahead, highly recommend it. But there are other types of papers you can use, or other types of brands. The other type of brand that I use when I'm really low in funds is aquarello watercolor paper. I'm not sure if you can get this in the US or the Canadian markets. I know that this is available in Germany, so in Europe. This is a really good alternative. It's the exact same quality. I think it works wonderfully. What I like about this paper is actually the quality of the paper is a little bit brighter and it's whiter than the Arches. The Arches has a little bit of a, not beige, but it's a little bit more of a yellow quality to it. So you can see here, this is what I use for. This is a work in progress portrait. And I'm currently working for a senior couple. So again, it's a little bit bright with the light, but it also maintains a bright, rich color, which is why I love this type of paper. Another product that I use, actually I don't use this quite often, I only use it for the detail, it's masking fluid. Now, masking fluid is used primarily for detail where you want to keep a small portion of the paper white and you don't want paint on top of it. For example, in the hair or in the background or in an animal's fur, you would use this masking fluid before you begin the painting process. And you just open it, and then you have like a fine tip. They come in different sizes as well. And you just put it on the paper where you want to keep the white. It creates kind of like an overlay, a shield if you will, and keeps the paper protected, so you can paint on top, you can do whatever you want on top. And then at the end, once the paper is dry, you just rub it off, and then you have the white, clean paper beneath it. Now the next product, and this is my favorite. This is a fantastic product. I am absolutely in love. I want to buy all of them, but they're a little bit expensive. It is the Pan Pastel. Wait, let's get the darker one. Pan Pastel, Artist Pastels. I cannot recommend it enough to you. I paint primarily with watercolor, and with watercolor, it's important that I use mediums that can mix well together because I like using mixed media. So I use Faber-Castell polychromos pencils for the detail. I use acrylic ink, or not acrylic ink, I use acrylic markers, or I use white ink or black ink. And everything works really well together, which is why it's important that my art supplies can all be combined to create the bigger picture. And Pan Pastel is fantastic for that. I really tried it out for the first time a couple months ago, and I've been using it as much as I could in all of my portraits. So What it is, it's basically a cake. Then you apply it with one of these soft brushes, so you really have all the control you want. What it does is that it creates such a beautiful emphasis on shadow, so it really brings out the color in your portraits. I use this primarily for faces, so a lot of the detail in the faces. So when you're using mixed media like watercolor and pencil and ink all together, you add this on top, and it really just gives such a beautiful smoothness. It almost makes it look like the skin is a bit real. So this is my Queen Victoria and Prince Albert portrait. I used the Pan Pastels on their faces as well as on her dress. That was not a fart, that was my chair. Now the chair doesn't make sounds anymore. Okay, anyway, so it really gives such a beautiful smooth effect that I love, and that it's really hard to capture with watercolor. It really just gives it like a three-dimensional thing going on. I highly recommend Pan Pastels. So those are the most important products that I use on a daily basis. I do have more, but I won't be going into those right now. I'll probably be doing a follow-up video to this with more products. I do like to go to the art store and buy things, of course. You need to control me in an art store. I have to I have to control my wallet, because everything, I just want to buy everything and try everything, and this is what's fun about art. You really can experiment and experience and go crazy, do what you want. I wish you guys such a wonderful evening or morning wherever you guys are, and subscribe today. I'll be giving you guys more videos on art reviews, or product reviews, speed painting videos. Of course, I'll be having daily vlogs. I will see you guys later.